My first time in front of a commission, right? My first day rolling in, knowing I'm leaving there, wearing a dunce hat, sitting in timeout. Before they got to me, which is going to be hours and hours, right? They got to get Floyd a license real fast. So I just happened to be in the room. I happened to be there the day Floyd got a license. And there was a gentleman out there named Marinelli. And it was his first day on the job. And Marinelli went on, one point he was even the chairman, but in Nevada, X amount of time, and then they move, whoever the chairman is, it just moves amongst the commissioners in X amount of time. But I share for you, I think he's the sitting chairman. But this was his first day. So he says to Floyd, he's very nice to him. And see, Floyd getting a license in Nevada that day was not a slam dunk because he had the domestic violence. So nobody knew what they were going to do. Nobody knew if the commission was going to say to him, nah, we're not going to do business with you. So Floyd had to come in with his hat in his hand a little bit. And they're going to squeeze him in before they get to me. So they squeeze him in, it's fast. It bangs out. But Marinelli says to him, he says, hey, Floyd, if you're going to be the guy on paper that we're licensing, if there's an issue and we have to get a hold of the guy, can we get a hold of you? And Floyd said no. And Marinelli goes, well, Floyd, never? I can't reach you if something comes up. And Floyd says, no, you'll deal with Leonard Ellenby. And that is Floyd's business manager. Ellenby's very good at what he does. But Floyd lets him know, I'm going to put my name down, but Ellenby will be running this whole thing. And so Marinelli kind of re-questions him and says, well, Ellenby's not here today. You're asking for the license. You're asking us to look away on jail time that you just served in this very city, and we're willing to do it. Marinelli was very sweet to him. He said, you've brought more good juju. I don't know what juju is. I'm quoting Marinelli. You brought more good juju to this city than you have bad, and we're going to give you a license. But Floyd, let me just ask you again. If we got to get a hold of you, the guy, can we? And Floyd said no. He told him this 3 times. So, I mean, I only bring it to you because I was there the day that this licensing happened. This isn't real. This is not a real business. And it's a colossally big deal because our own sports reporters will put this out. TMZ itself will put this out as though it's real. Now, they're not doing it to try to help with the fraud. They don't know. They don't know the fight business. They don't know that Floyd doesn't have a camera. He doesn't have distribution. He doesn't have a single dollar. It's a one-way funnel. I sign you, then if I get you fights, you bring me a percentage. And you'll get people to do that if they don't know the business. We used to have something like this in MMA. And this woman named Phyllis, I think her name was Phyllis Lee. I like Phyllis, but she had a hustle worked out where you could not be an American and go to the Pancrase organization, which was a massive opportunity once upon a time. You could not do it unless you had a contract with her. And Pancrase helped to enforce this. If you got a hold of Pancrase, they said, we'd love to have you talk with Phyllis. Like, why would I talk to Phyllis? I know how to get a visa. I know how to get a plane ticket. What do I need Phyllis for? And so she could shake everybody down. She wasn't nice about it. My standard would be 10%. She wanted 20%. You would never meet her. It would never be a thing. It was just a name, and they got a piece. And the old Hollywood model used to do this to people all the time. You would just sign them. You sign them like you're a production company or a promotion company or a management company. You did nothing. It was a one-way contract, which, by the way, is illegal. That has been tested in state and federal law. A contract must go both ways. So you will get guys that know so little about it, and they're so hungry, and then you got a guy like Floyd that they look up to. Right, you get these hungry guys, they look up to this man. And he says, I'm going to look after you. I'm going to take care of you. Here's how we do it. You can sign with me. You need a promoter, kid? I'll be your guy. Let me look after you. Well, there's expectations within the word promoter. It's an expectation of a television show to start with. There's an expectation of cameras. There's an expectation of exposure. More than anything, there's an expectation of a check that comes to me, but that's not the way it works. Mayweather Promotions with the money, that's not the same as Golden Boy. Golden Boy had distribution. They had venues. They were putting on events. They were real. They would guarantee somebody X amount. If they didn't bring that in, they would still pay the X amount. They would take losses. They had the capital and the loans and the funds to do it because they were a real business. It's a big deal when you have dishonesty like this. And it's a big deal when you have somebody like our own reporters helping to perpetuate it. The Money Team and Mayweather Promotions, in terms of what you think of with a promotion company, in terms of Top Rank, of Ultimate Fighting Champions, of Bellator, of One Championship, are nowhere close, even in the same proximity of similar or like businesses.